Yo, Inco, you want to come out here?
Welcome back. It's about that time again. We're back. TGR week 5. Yes sir, yes sir. All right, the team is on screen for you to see who I'm fighting, what I still have. We've made some transaction, 3 of which I will go over in the week 6 video. But just so you know, this will be likely the last time you see Cryogonal and Marini, spoiler alert. And neither of them are coming this week, so I mean, it's all good. I just wanted to refine the team just a slight bit to see if I could do something. I might have made one crucial mistake I'm not going to talk about here. Well, definitely a mistake on my part, no cap, but it's all good. I just needed a faster Pokemon, relatively speaking. It might have been a bad decision, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I make my decisions and I stand on them all the time. In addition, I'm not really Pokemon for the reason I should be, so we'll see how that goes. I still have 2 more transactions I could technically make, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're talking about the matchup. So it's week 5. We fight some TNG in there. Damn. Fuck is it? Crushing Sylvallies. There it is. You can see their team on the right-hand screen, or right-hand portion of the screen. They have the following Tera captains in Volcarona, Altaria, and Oinkologne. Volcarona is Fire Steel, Altaria is Flying Poison, Oinkologne is Normal Grass. They also have Alomola, Iron Treads, Wolcian, or Wolcian, however you goddamn say it. Cresselia, Wigglytuff, Crocodile, Alolan Chew, and Phalanx. You forgot our team. We have Tera Captain Zapdos with Electric Ground, Fairy Flying Oricorio, Marini Poison Grass, while maintaining an Ursaluna, Mew, Hisuian Goodra, Mousehold, Primeape, Cryogonal, and Tinkatuff. So basically what I'm saying to you is this matchup is very bulky, and it could be worse. It could, it could be a lot worse. One of the few things that I pointed out first when I was looking at this matchup from my notes here is that we could possibly try and use Flamer Ursaluna, as it seems like this team was on the slower side. Oh, any of these bonds want to take an Ursaluna hit is like none. We have another day, another Spidef Goodra fucking bring. I mean, the thing about it is like, Volcarona is definitely scary, but not impossible. It's more like a Alolan Raichu, and then like Cresselia, I guess, to some extent. So we definitely want to look out for those. Iron Treads with an attack boosting Quark Drive plus Rapid Spin, I just lose. Basically, if he's not jolly, but he gets up a Rapid Spin, he outpaces my entire team. And then attack boosting, just meaning attack boosting. Bada bing, bada boom, we die. In most regards, I would say. Now, the interesting part about that is that Iron Treads has to really know what I'm doing with my birds. And in addition, has to have moves to Oko other Mons. So it's not like it just wins the game, but with a little bit of chip, it definitely can. Primeape could be a really good Pokemon this game, but there's obviously things about that. Fighting off against the special demon known as Volcarona. Altaria gets fairy coverage. There's an Alolan Raichu and a Cresselia. Those are Wigglytuff in some regards. But mostly it's those Alolan Raichu and Cresselia that, for me, make Primeape a little bit worse here, but you never know. Ground Zapdos is really nice. Just need Crest Weakened. We don't have a Dark type or a Ghost type on our team, and that makes a bit of a bad stain on us. So we definitely need to play some tricks to beat Crest. So off the dome, I'm pretty much predicting that Volcarona, Aloe, Iron Treads, Cresselia, Crook, and Alolan Raichu are coming. So basically what that means is that I believe Wolcian will come, but if it doesn't, that's better for us. But it's like 7th member of this game. I feel like Volcarona is going to be Terrifier. Terra Steel just looks objectively worse for my opponent, though Terrifier hits really hard and everything else. That's really good for them. Outside of that, Aloe could be Rocky Helmet for just like Mousehold bullshittery or just like some other bullshit. I think defensively it does a lot of good work here, especially as a bulky water. If it doesn't show up, then we can see Wigglytuff, definitely, but I think it does. Out of just, you know, even though I have a Zapdos, I think it definitely still shows up and is still a fucking problem. Being able to tank hits as well as it can and be a general nuisance is definitely something I have to look out for. Especially with Regenerator, I definitely have to look out for it. Iron Chest already explained. Crook is mostly here for rocks, maybe potentially a choice scarf or even just a regular Moxie a Moxie set. Maybe it's bulk up plus weakness policy. There's a lot of sets that this Pokemon could go off of. Thankfully, I'm pretty sure, I say pretty sure, but we can go ahead and check. You're gonna see some stuff there. You didn't see it. Most of the people who that would affect, they don't watch these kind of videos. Regardless, it does not get scale shot, so we're good in that regard. Doesn't get Dragon Dance, which is also fantastic. So there's no way of boosting its speed, unless it's like a Mirror Herb against like Oricorio, which would be a great decision. It's 8 in the morning. Shut up. Regardless of that, yeah. So this is a pretty dangerous Pokemon, no doubt. Intimidate definitely is scary, but Moxie seems a little bit better. Though losing knockoff is bad for Crocodile, I think that generally having Crunch as your dark coverage is never a bad idea, which you'll understand that comment in like another week after this one comes out for week 6. So don't worry, your kids will know about that. Well, I should say you may not understand, but your kids will. Hopefully you guys know that reference. Anyways, Crocodile, Earthquake, Crunch, you know, it's a big coverage demon in this game. So we does it get Trailblaze now that I said it can't boost speed? No, it doesn't. Wow, they gave everything in this generation Trailblaze except for the important Pokemon. What a shock. Anyways, definitely still dangerous. Cresselia, Calm Mind, you guys get it. I don't think I need to explain Cresselia. It's also a great special wall, similar to how my Hisuian Goodra is a great special wall. Cresselia definitely does that too. Bullet and Raichu, after a nasty plot, and if he wants to set up his own terrain, fucks up my team entirely, so we got to be careful there. I didn't want to believe it would show up this game, but the more I look at it, the better it gets. At +2, it OHKOs, or has a chance to OHKO Hisuian Goodra, I'm pretty sure. Focus Blast if it's Life Orb. If it's not, we don't die. Which is fantastic. But it also at +2 can like destroy my team, so we have to be very careful there. And make sure it doesn't get to +2, but also like in general, it's a Pokemon where you have to sit there and really consider that things could go really bad really fucking quickly. But I feel like if during Nasty Plot, it definitely has to have Grass Knot, it definitely has to have Focus Blast, it definitely has to have one of its stabs, which then allows me to understand that it probably has Thunderbolt, which means Tera Ground Zapdos is definitely a good option if we're predicting Thunderbolt to come out. I don't think anybody just raw Grass Knots into a Zapdos they may predictably think is Tera Ground, because that could be Tera Electric this week, which may not seem as good to many people, but it's still a possibility. And in addition, at +2, you also have to hit your Focus Blast against Hisuian Goodra, and on top of which, what happens if I was bulletproof goddamn Ursaluna Rindoberry? Then you don't kill me. But regardless of that fun fact, it has to be Life Orb regardless in order to really do a lot of damage, and I think it can definitely afford to be this week. And because I haven't had much, I won't say prep, but I will say that I haven't had any mocks, so there could be an addendum. I know how much you guys love those. It's definitely possible that we change up a lot of shit, or change up at least something else on this team. But I do want to show you the first version of this team, which was good enough. So let me show you first team offense. So basically this is the first team, 1.0 obviously. We do have a 1.5 and a 2.0, but we're just going to focus on the 0.0s rather than the 0.5. So this was 1.0. This was Oricorio, enough speed to outpace Volk at +1, and we have Mirror Herb for enough investment, okay, everything at +2. Or a Max Pitiful Chin, if it does show up, I don't think it will. It's not just for Cresselia setting up, but I guess Loki stopping at the monster doing anything else, no need to tear, but the option is there. That's a very important note because Mirror Herb on this, we switch into Volcarona, we get the Dancer, we get the Quiver Dance, and we're basically God at that point. And because Volcarona can't do much to Oricorio as it stands, we're in a really good position, which might lead you to believe, Avery, why would he bring it then? Because Volcarona is still really good this game. Duh, come on, keep up. Regardless, we also have Ursaluna, enough speed for Wolchian at 12 speed, always pivoting to Oricorio. Volcarona switches after a kill by Ursa, both in case to offset Crocodile Intimidate, but also good for general setup. Yeah, so 116 speed, Ray for Wolchian at 12 speed. I think it will not have any speed, so we'll be fine. 140 defense and 252 attack. We, after a bulk up, in all honesty, not a whole lot fights by Ursaluna, and with Guts in tow, everything dies, or everything can die, and that's really important to note, because Ursaluna is hellishly slow, and also like a fucking max attack facade, even without a boost, is still doing a lot of fucking damage. So my opponent definitely has to be very fearful for that. We also have Zapdos, Nessie for Crook, and Yachi for Ice Spinner, Iron Treads. We Oko back with Terra Ground. If Shucka, then fine by me, but I'm expecting Akka or Choppel, which I'll talk about in a bit. Mostly looking to thread things out with Zapdos. Volcarona eats 1 Hurricane at +1, but should be fine just to hit it. This designated Terra Pokemon unless other things happen. It also 2-hit KOs Wolchian. So basically, in this matchup, Zapdos is important because I expect Iron Treads to be here and have Ice Spinner. Because obviously Terra Ground is so good this game. I think Terra Electric would be a waste, in my opinion, just because there is, once again, Iron Treads and Crocodile. And just in general, Terra Electric wouldn't be the greatest of all time. And Terra Ground at least gives me a really good out to like Volcarona if it really wants to be an asshole this game. But yeah, we have a good chunk of HP. We're Yachi Berry this week, just like I mentioned earlier. We are pressure instead of static. I think that anything can get paralyzed will not get paralyzed because they're ground types, and pressure just helps out a lot. We could replace U-turn on, oh, this is team 1 obviously, so we could replace it with Roost. I'll tell you, it's 8 a.m. 8:36 right now. Shut up. When I speak fast, this happens. Like I said with Iron Treads, I was thinking Akka or Choppleberry, mostly because like I have an Oricorio and also Body Press from Hisuian Grudra and Primate. Well, Primate in general, not Body Press Primate. Or even just like Mew, which we'll talk about in a minute. So it's either going to be a weakness berry or it's going to be booster energy. There's no other item I could think. Speaking of random Pokemon that are here, Mouseholt's here who has ample support versus Chris. Super Fang and the Pop Bomb always gets the kill. Super Fang and the Low Kick kills Treads. And then Bullet Seed for Crook and for Aloe. But I mean, like, Aloe's kind of just here. Like, don't really care if it comes. We're a loaded dice, so we'll always hit at least 4 Pop Bombs or at least 4 of our Bullet Seeds. And 220 speeds mostly for Treads. I would like to do it for Alolan Raichu, but I'm going to just say it right now. In this build specifically, I was not predicting it to come. And then I started looking at it more and I was like, holy shit, how did I avoid that Pokemon? So definitely want to go max, but I'll go ahead and deal with that later. But yeah, Mouseholt's really good here. Great support Pokemon, but also like good damage overall because like population bomb's insane. We have Pseudo Style Breaker Mew with Iron Defense, Body Press, Nightshade. +2 makes us able to handle a lot and protect from a recovery. Faster than Crook, but we need to definitely play it by ear with other mons. Don't need to be in all the time, but it's a fun Pokemon regardless. Mostly with this Mew set, we body press things like Iron Treads and Crocodile, and they die in 2 shots, which is very important to know because Mew definitely gets gets crunched and other things, and then like we're pretty much good with that option. I mean, like, great. So Mew kind of just shits on this team after a little bit if we can get Cresselia out the way. In general, I want to run Taunt. I really do for Cresselia, but there's no reason to right now. I feel like if we see Cresselia coming in on Mew, we can just switch out into Paddington because it won't kill Paddington in a shot. We can switch out into something. We'll be fine with the exchange. The issue is that Cresselia is just bulky as shit, so we need to be careful in that regard. We could obviously just go into a Mousehold on the Calm Mind, Super Fang it. Even if Mousehold dies, we're fine. We Pop Bomb after. So there is that. Outside of that, we have this lead primate that I was making at first. It can sub on Crook and Iron Chest doing anything in Crest, but the unfortunate part, it can't sub on Lone Raichu and Volcarona. After 2 boosts, we can do numbers, but it's very much harder said than done, which I don't think is the phrase I wanted to go with when I first made this team. It's easier said than done, because that's what that should be, but I triple down on a lot of things I do wrong. The notes were really just what I read to you, but Primate comes in, but it's kind of weird because Primate's not great here. So it could have been Hisuian Goodra in that slot. Alolan Raichu is fucked, and basically with this team in mind, I started to really depict what I was expecting, and one of the things I was expecting was Alolan Raichu. Now you might be saying to yourself, Avery, Alolan Raichu is not that good game, is it? Or maybe you're saying, Avery, how did you go this long in team building without mentioning Alolan Raichu? And you'd be absolutely right. So we made Team 2.0. Go ahead. Oh, I don't need this open. Which is Team 2.0, which is Hisuian Goodra team. But also, has, you know, still same sets. Now, obviously, some of these things can change, but let me go over what I'm expecting this game by going back over to the team page. Basically, I'm expecting Terrified Volcarona, as I mentioned. I'm expecting Helmet Alomola. Bulky Crook or Scarf is pretty much coming. Life for about Raichu Alolan, Booster, Weakness Berry Treads, and then like Crest with lefties and Calm Mind setup. Like Calm Mind, Lunar Blessing, maybe Protect, maybe Moonblast. I don't know if it actually gets Sword Power, but your guess would be as good as mine. The 2.0 team's real simple. Goodra eats an Earthquake from Crook and Treads and counters him back, and then Good switch into Wochi and Leech Seed. Well, we want to say Primate for another day, honestly, and I believe that would probably be the best idea going forward. And with our EV spread, we're pretty good. Counter's great. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, Avery, why the fuck are you Helmet? Well, first of all, we're Helmet because if Wochia knocks us off and takes Helmet Chip, that's better for us to keep body pressing it, and it can't lead you to get back health. So that's really fucking important, and it boosts our attack stat. It does not affect body press, but affects Dragon Tail, which you might not think is important, but on a predictable switch out into something, I can Dragon Tail them for more damage than I intend to do. And that's really important, because building up damage allows Mousehold, Zapdos, or even Oricorio to come in later and kill things. And I really like that as an option. Now, the thing about it is, we are not expecting Wochian, but we are expecting Wochien. We're kind of expecting it, but I have double birds and everything else. Because it is that dark type and our team doesn't want to see Wochien in the back alley, but it definitely could. It's a Pokemon where I'm kind of like, oh, okay, well, fuck. It has the option of coming. If our opponent doesn't bring a Alolan Raichu or doesn't think that it's good this game, we're in a very good position. But if my opponent is like, hey, I don't want to spoil this guy's undefeated season, like most people do, they're going to bring a Alolan Raichu, and I fully expect it. The thing about it, though, is that there's definitely one change I can make. I'm thinking about live on video right. And it's the prospect of that Iron Defense Body Press Mew. I'm considering Choice Scarf. Now, you're probably wondering, Avery, why are you discussing that with us? Your viewers, the people who watch these videos, the league, the people who watch these league videos. You guys are important to me, actually, you know? Like, everybody's important to me, but you guys are really important because you guys stayed through the mud of these videos that don't get any views, and you really listen to the details in here, and I'm really proud of you for that, so thank you. But seriously, why would I be mentioning that? Well, Scarf Mew, as it turns out, can do a lot of good work this game. I mean, U-turn or Volt Switch is great. And definitely for a Wochien, we just U-turn on that, and it takes a fucking chunk. We don't have to be jolly, I'm pretty sure we can just be adamant, and we get in and out really easily, and we could easily trick our Scarf onto something. So I'm considering that set as well, mostly because I believe that Iron Treads, while it is scary, like most Pokemon, I don't believe Iron Defense Body Press is exactly the wave this week. I believe it's good, but I think that Scarf Mew might be a lot better. So you might see an addendum, or actually, let's go ahead and do some Incog team building. Let's do that thing that I do some. So, for those of you who are unaware, how I team build is really simple. I just do it like everybody else. However, what I do is I import the set that I already have, and I clear out my imported sets because there are some sets in here, I'm not gonna lie to you, for other games. So I throw in my set, obviously, and there's Hinga Dinga. So we want to go ahead and beat out Alolan Raichu, which I think is 178 if I'm correct at level 50 with max speed. Would you look at that? I was right. So we want to beat out this Pokemon in terms of speed. Obviously this is not the exact set. We're expecting Life Orb because Psychimsy's not in the game. And I thought I heard my rap. That might have just been... Sorry. Anyways, we want to beat out this in terms of speed. And that's very important because Mew needs to get off a fat U-turn. So let's go ahead and just reduce some stats. Go ahead and say we're adamant. Let's go ahead and just do Choice Scarf. And for right now, we don't beat it out because oh wow, holy shit, I was wrong. We do. That's how good I am at math, everybody. So if we're adamant Scarf, beat out Raichu. We're adamant, well, that's without 31 EVs. EVs, you get it. Anyways, we do a fuck ton to Raichu. And this is the Pokemon I want to beat out in terms of speed. I can't beat much else, right? I'm base 100. Wallahi, I'm finished. So the next option, because there's not a whole lot of Pokemon I can beat, is going to be this goddamn Crocodile, because that's the real Pokemon here. I don't know why my mouse is lagging right now. You guys can't see it. Or maybe you can. No, you can't. I don't know why my mouse is lagging there. Anyways, Scarf Crocodile, I don't think it's genuinely coming. I think Bulky Crook or even just a standard 252 Crook is coming, but it's the Pokemon I have to beat in terms of speed. Now the other option is like, oh man, do we beat that naturally? Well, at 252 speed, we hit 152. Crocodile, as far as I understand, is 92 speed, which means if I'm correct, would be around there, like 151 maybe? That's Crocorock. How'd you do that? Anyways, I don't think it's 150, maybe 158, and that's Jolly. Would my opponent run Jolly is the question. There's a chance, but if we have enough investment to not die to crunch, we don't care about this. But I also do genuinely believe that it is a possibility. Now, that suffice to say, means that anything is possible, and I always like to overthink these things. But do I have a switch into Crocodile as well? Now, your answer might be, maybe not, Avery. Maybe you don't. I have Paddington, and I also have a Goodra that can eat an Earthquake and likely a Crunch. If he's Scarf, it's not doing a lot to Goodra, because then he has to predict that I'm going to Goodra. And every time he has to predict that, I can stay in with Mew and take an Earthquake. So I just have to be able to take an Earthquake or a Crunch after Rocks, which I already do, funny enough, without any investment. Because that's the most likely thing that my opponent's bringing. Rocks. They have an Iron Treads, they have a Wigglytuff, and if I'm really dedicating thinking about Crocodile bringing Spikes, I'm going to go ahead and just say no, 500 Steve. So with that in mind, because Crocodile doesn't get knockoff anymore, which is a blessing in disguise this game, we're perfectly fine running just 252, 252. But wait, you may say, Avery, you have not considered one last thing. I might look at you and be like, what do you... There's a booster speed Iron Treads that can show up this game. So, go ahead and talk about it. So he gets knockoff, obviously. If he's booster speed, doesn't do that much after, and doesn't do that much in general. And I U-turn on this, so that's fine. The issue here for me is that I think my max offense potential is that U-turn might kill Alolan Raichu, and at best Wo-Chien will probably die as well. Oops, sorry. I think Wo-Chien just dies with no investment. That's... Oh yeah, Tablets are fucking ruined. Dumbass Pokemon. I mean, we can 2-hit KO it. Yeah, this open. Yeah, so 140 would guarantee that we 2-hit KO Wo-Chien, which is important because it's a grass dark type. Now, that just means we flip all of this over. I have a notification. I don't know what the fuck it's for. Thought I just got rid of one. Oh no, I didn't get rid of it. Hold on. Hey, it's Steve. Shout out to Steve, man. You'll see his link in the description. Regardless, Here's how we're gonna go about this. Since I'm sitting here stalling for time for no reason. I don't know why. All right, choice scarf, synchronize, U-turn. We want to be able to hit Cresselia, which is fine. So we hit it with U-turn already. Really don't care about Alomomola. Do I care about Volcarona? Kinda, sorta. It's gonna be a fire type when I get to it. Bring Psychic Fangs for general stab. Do I get Rock Blast? I do. That's the Matt O'Shea effect right there. Honestly, Earthquake is not a bad idea because there is a Raichu, but I feel like, yeah, actually, no, it's not a bad idea. Because if I'm Scarf and Raichu comes out first and I OHKO it, what does my opponent do at that point? Like, I Earthquake and then he goes in Cresselia. Oh, congratulations, you won. Do I need anything for Crocodile? No, I can just U-turn. And I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. I don't think it's coming. Look at that. I don't think Scarf Crook's coming, so I'm not even gonna fucking worry about it. And you know why I'm not gonna worry about it? Because I have 2 flying types that eat a fucking Earthquake because they're immune to it, and a Guja eats a Crunch. So fuck that Crocodile. I have good answers to it. You're hearing that live on video, and if I lose the Scarf Crook, you'll see it in the thumbnail. Sorry, you're a black Crocodile. You're black. What's wrong with me? Sorry, you're a dark type. Damn, Earthquake, Psychic Fangs, and U-turn. Damn. This that PokeTuber fatigue, you know what I'm saying. I don't care about Altaria. Aloe would be kind of weird to U-turn on because then I'm just taking chip while it eats the. Didn't know I was getting sick. Jesus Christ. Do I get Bullet Seed by chance? I do, but I wouldn't use that scar. I think that would be stupid, actually. Oh yeah, Trick. Whoops. I mentioned it earlier like I wasn't gonna do it. Yeah, Trick. There we go. So we can be adamant this game. Oh, that's jolly. We can be adamant this game. And thinking about it out loud, what speed is... Do I care about it? Not really. But Altaria at +1 is still kind of funky, I guess. No, I don't. Do I care about it? No, I don't. Phalanx with a no retreat up. That's a fucking cool. Tell you what. 139. It's not like Phalanx is automatically gonna beat me, but I also don't feel like losing to a Phalanx this game. You know what I mean? Especially like I just Psychic Fangs it. And I feel like my team is fine against it. It's just whatever. So we can call this some TMG 3.0. And there you have it. That's going to be the end of the TeamBuilder, honestly. I'm going to stick with these names. We're going to stick with Choice Scarf Mew. We've done it before and we'll do it again. Choice Scarf Mew, for anybody at home who doesn't know what it's for, since you just weren't listening to me ramble on for that past 5 or 10 minutes. Hingadinga has a Choice Scarf to outpace Choice Scarf everything on this team, unless it is anything above base 100, I guess. But in totality, realistically, Phalanx at +1 is definitely scary. Doesn't get a lot of coverage, but fighting coverage is still really good against my team, as well as I'm pretty sure it gets Stone Edge. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Quote from me, Phalanx. Rock move, bung move, steel move. It gets Rock Slide. So I mean, Rock Slide could definitely fucking hurt. And if I Tera ground my goddamn Zapdos and get flinched, the game could end soon. So just saying. I almost said something else crazy right there, but we're not going to talk about that. Regardless, we outpace +1 Phalanx after a no retreat. We outpace everything on this team, barring other Scarfers. U-turn is there to get off really good damage. Earthquake is there mostly for Alolan and Raichu. And Psychic Fang is there for good general stab. Earthquake is really good just because it's Terrifier or Steel Volcarona. Earthquake's really good spam there. If the Volcarona is +1, however, if it goes out the +1 Earthquake and it does fuck all, which it should do a lot, we can go to Oricorio afterwards. We'll be fine with that exchange. I think it just straight up attacks me though. Regardless, actually, it won't be faster, so we'll see. But U-turn does right now 50% does over 50% to Wolcien at max HP. If it's max HP, max defense, I don't believe that's coming, but if it is what it is. U-turn's great for getting in and out of certain Pokemon, and we OHKO other things with our moves. So Mew's here to do the job that we need to do, as I bookmark this and keep that and hang on to it so I can actually get it gen today. Because by the time you guys see this, I mean, by the time you guys see this, the game will have already been played. But by the time I'm recording this, which is Friday the 14th, we play on Sunday the 16th. I have another game on the 15th. Believe me, it's a whole entire juggling act right now. Good at, but it is what it is. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this, leave a like, comment, subscribe. And become a member today. Honestly, that'd probably be the best idea that I could have for you right now. Honestly, becoming a member definitely helps me in a lot of regards, and in general, I would very much appreciate it. I am probably gonna be looking for a new job within the next few months, so definitely will need the support on here more than anything else. And obviously, if I start up streaming again, I'll need the support there. But for now, become a member. Only costs like $3. It's pretty cool. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. Don't feel obligated. I'm not fucking here for your money. I'm here for you. I'm here to entertain you, and you're here to watch the video over here. All right. Anyways, all right, get up out of here. We got a battle to go win.